You are standing in a checkout line. It is a Tuesday. The store is not crowded. The woman in front of you is counting coupons. She sets the shampoo aside. The total comes down by $3. She nods. You are next. Your cart has store-brand pasta, house coffee, a dozen eggs, 2 cans of soup. The woman in front of you counts her coupons slowly. Careful. Deliberate. She picks up each one. She reads it. She hands it to the checkout person. She sets the shampoo aside when the coupon does not scan. The total comes down by $3. She nods. She is satisfied. The checkout person scans everything without looking up. $43. You tap the card. The same card you have had for 6 years. The one with the cashback rewards. The terminal beeps. Approved. You bag your own groceries. Store-brand pasta. House coffee. Eggs. 2 cans of soup. You do not rush. There is no reason to rush. You push the cart to the parking lot. The 2017 Honda is where you left it. Second row from the entrance. The same spot you always use. 140,000 miles on the odometer. One scratch near the rear bumper that stopped bothering you years ago. You load the bags into the trunk. You return the cart. You drive home. You park. You carry everything upstairs. Pasta in the cabinet. Coffee on the counter. You make a cup. You make the coffee. Not from a pod machine. From a simple drip machine you bought years ago. It still works. It makes good coffee. That is what matters. The kitchen is quiet. Morning light through the window. You sit at the window. The street outside is ordinary. Someone walking a dog. A neighbor checking the mail. A Tuesday. You hold the mug. You are not in a hurry. You have not been in a hurry for a very long time. Your phone buzzes once. Not a text. Not a work email. A deposit notification. $33,333. This month's passive income. From $10 million in index funds and dividend ETFs. Invested quietly. For 30 years. While nobody was watching. The woman with the coupons does not know. The checkout person does not know. The neighbor with the mail does not know. Nobody in this building knows. Nobody at your job knows. Nobody you went to school with knows. You take a sip of the house coffee. You look out the window. And that is the point. That has always been the point. You are 22. You have just started your first real job. $42,000 a year. Take home after tax, $2,800 a month. You sit at the kitchen table on a Sunday night. You have a notebook. You write 4 numbers. Rent, $950. Food, $280. Car and everything else, $350. Leftover, $1,220. Most people look at $1,220 leftover and see spending money. You look at it and see a transfer. You circle the number. You write one word next to it. Invest. You open a brokerage account that same night. It takes 14 minutes. You choose a low-cost S&P 500 index fund. Something with no story. No headline. Just 500 companies and one ticker. You set up an automatic transfer. $1,000 every first of the month. The transfer clears at midnight. You are asleep. Nobody sends a notification saying well done. Nobody claps. Nobody even knows it happened. Just a number moving from one account to another while the city sleeps. Your roommate James got paid the same day. He bought a watch Friday night. $380. He wore it to work on Monday. 3 people noticed. You opened the brokerage account and transferred $1,000 and nobody noticed anything. That is how it starts. Not with a watch. Not with something people can see. You are 24. You got a raise. $52,000. You did not upgrade the apartment. You did not buy the new phone. You increased the transfer. $1,400 a month now. You drive the same 2013 Civic you bought used for $9,400 cash at 22. It starts every morning. The Bluetooth works. The car does not owe you anything. James bought a car. $660 a month. 72 months. He said it was just a payment. You watched him sign the papers through the dealership window. You said nothing. You drove home in the Civic. You are 26. The portfolio is $55,000. It does not feel like much. $55,000 is not a number people get excited about. But $55,000 at 4% pays you $2,200 a year. $183 a month. Your phone bill. Your internet. One utility. Covered. Not by extra work. By the transfer you set up at 22. You reinvest the dividend. You click the button. The number of shares goes up by a small amount. You smile at your phone. Nobody sees it. Nobody needs to. You are not playing their game. You are playing a different one. Longer. Quieter. With a different ending. The city continues outside your window. People buying things. People showing things. People measuring things. And one window in one ordinary building where someone is doing something invisible. Something that takes 30 years to see. Sunday nights become a ritual. Notebook. Lamp. Table. Numbers. Not because you have to. Because you want to see where you are. Because the number on the page is the only one that tells the truth about how this ends. The raise comes through at 24. You do not celebrate it by spending it. You log into the brokerage app. You increase the automatic transfer. $1,400 a month now. You toggle it on. You close the app. You go to bed. Every morning the car starts. You do not think about it. It is just a car. It takes you from one place to another. It asks for nothing dramatic. Oil change every 5,000 miles. That is the whole relationship. Reliable. Honest. Unflashy. Like the fund. You eat at home most nights. Not because you cannot afford to go out. Because the food is fine. Because the quiet is fine. Because there is no version of dinner out that moves the needle the way the transfer does. You choose this deliberately. $55,000. $2,200 a year. $183 a month. You write it on the notepad. You look at it. A small number. But it means something the screen cannot explain. It means the machine has started. It means the machine is paying you now. For the first time. A little. Just a little. But it has started. The first of the month arrives. Every month. Without you asking. Without you doing anything. The transfer runs at midnight. While you sleep. The phone on the nightstand glows once. Confirmed. And the machine keeps going. Monday mornings at work. Colleagues talking about the weekend. What they bought. Where they went. What they ordered. You walk in behind them. Quiet. You listened. You go to your desk. You start your day. You are separate in a way nobody can see. The grocery store aisle. Two versions of the same product. One has a label. One does not. You pick up both. You read both. Same ingredients. $1.40 difference. You choose the one on the left. Not because $1.40 matters. Because $1.40 times every aisle times every week times 30 years matters. Saturday morning. Kitchen table. Notepad. $55,000. You write the math. $55,000 times 4% equals $2,200 a year. Divided by 12. $183 a month. You look at it. You write it again. $183 a month. Paid by money that is not your labor. For the first time. Just the beginning. End of the day. Parking lot. Engine off. You sit for a moment. Not sad. Not excited. Just sitting. Thinking. The car is paid off. The fund is running. The transfer goes out on the 1st. Nobody here knows any of it. The quiet between the doing and the becoming. You are 28. You change jobs. $64,000 now. You did not tell anyone what you did with the raise. You increased the transfer to $1,800 a month. The lifestyle stayed the same. Same apartment. Same car. Same groceries. Different balance. $105,000 in the fund. The apartment is the same. Same chair. Same lamp. Same view from the window. The furniture has not changed. The number in the account has. $105,000. Life unchanged. Number different. That is the whole strategy made visible in a single room. You are 30. The portfolio crosses $200,000. $200,000 at 4% pays you $8,000 a year. $666 a month. You do the math at the kitchen table on a Sunday morning. Your rent is $1,050. Your portfolio is paying 63% of your rent. Not with your labor. With the transfer you set up 8 years ago, the market dropped 19% that year. Everyone at work talked about it. The news ran it every hour. Red graphs. Urgent language. The kind of coverage designed to make you do something. You did nothing. You added $1,800 to the dip. You bought more for less. Your colleague Marcus sold everything. He said he would buy back in when things stabilized. He did not buy back in for 11 months. He missed the recovery. He told you about it at the coffee machine. You poured your coffee. You said nothing. While Marcus was out of the market, you were buying. Every first of the month. $1,800 going in. Buying shares that were cheaper than they were 6 months ago. You said nothing. You watched the shares multiply when the recovery came. You are 33. $340,000. You move jobs again. $82,000. The transfer is $2,500 a month. You stop at a red light. The man in the lane next to you has a new car. Brand new. Probably $800 a month. He is on his phone. He looks tired. The light goes green. You drive. You sit at the red light. Hands on the wheel. Relaxed? The city moves fast around you. Someone honks 2 cars back. Someone changes lanes for no reason. You wait. Calmly. The light turns green. You drive. You are not in a hurry. The portfolio is paying your rent. 13 years of transfers. Plotted on a graph, it is not exciting. A line that goes up slowly. Then a little faster. Then faster still. Not a rocket. Not a crash. Just a line that never stops going in one direction. Because you never stopped. You are 35. $490,000. Almost $500,000. Late one night at the kitchen table you write the number down. $340,000. Then $490,000. You look at the difference. You do not celebrate. You just look at it. Then you close the notebook and go to sleep. The 1-bedroom apartment. You moved in at 33. Simple. Comfortable. A plant on the windowsill. A single good chair. A tidy kitchen. You chose this deliberately. Not because you cannot afford more. Because this is enough. Because enough invested becomes everything. The first of the month. The phone confirms. $2,500 investment transfer. Confirmed. You do not look at it twice. You put the phone face down. You continue with your morning. The machine runs. You do not have to manage it. You just have to not stop it. The grocery store. Same store. Same list. Same Tuesday habits, extended across 13 years. The basket is the same. The items are mostly the same. The price of eggs has gone up. Everything else is the same. The account is not the same. The account has changed everything. The first of the month is the only date that matters on the calendar. Not because of rent. Rent goes out on the 15th. The first matters because that is when the transfer runs. That is the recurring ritual that nobody sees. The private ceremony of building. You are in a regular meeting at work. Contributing. Present. Nobody in the room knows the portfolio crossed $400,000 this morning. Nobody asks? You take notes. You respond when addressed. The meeting ends. You go back to your desk. You pour a coffee. Marcus is at the coffee machine explaining how he waited out the market. How he will get back in at the right time. He is animated. He uses the word timing often. You listen. You pour your coffee. You nod. You know he missed the recovery. He does not know you know. David is at the bank. Second refinance. He smiles at the lower interest rate. He does not calculate what the extended term costs him in total. He signs. He shakes the banker's hand. He gets in his car. He drives home to the house whose value he checks every morning. $490,000. Nearly $500,000. You open the app. You look at the number. The annual income projection sits below it. $19,600. $1,633 a month. You read it. You put the phone down. You are not surprised. You are not celebrating. You simply knew it would be here if you kept going. End of the workday. Parking lot. Everyone walks to their cars. James to his leased SUV. Marcus to the car with 3 years left on a loan. David to the truck with the monthly payment that bothers him in the third week. You walk to the Honda. The only difference is invisible. You sit in the car for a moment before going upstairs. Phone out. Account open. $490,000. You read it once. You put the phone away. You go inside. You make dinner. You go to bed. The machine keeps running. You do not have to do anything else tonight. That is the point. You are 37. It happens on a Wednesday. You are not looking for it. You open the app to check something else. And the number starts with a 1. Followed by 6 zeros. You stare at the screen. You read it twice. You close the app. You open it again. Still there. $1 million. In an index fund. That you started at 22 with $1,000 a month on a Sunday night with a notebook. The number sits on the screen. Clean. Unmistakable. Real. You expected a feeling. Something large. A shift. The kind of moment that announces itself. What comes instead is quiet. You close the app. You open it again. The number has not moved. You are a millionaire and the world looks exactly the same as it did yesterday. The apartment is the same apartment. The coffee is the same coffee. The window shows the same street. Everything is exactly as it was yesterday. Except one number. The milestone exists only in the account. And in you. And that is exactly where it belongs. You make dinner. You eat alone. You wash the dishes. The most important financial milestone of your life passes in the kitchen while you clean a pan. Nothing changes. Everything changes. You go to bed at 10 p.m. You do not call anyone. You do not text anyone. You do not post anything. The phone goes on the nightstand. The account runs in the dark. The $1 million sits in the index fund while you sleep, just as the $1,000 did on that first night at 22. The next morning you go to work. James is talking about his weekend. He went to a resort. He put it on the card. He is still talking about the pool. Sarah is showing pictures of her new couch. $2,400. She financed it. She loves it. You pour a coffee from the break room machine. James went to a resort on his credit card. He is showing the photos. The pool. The view from the room. The dinner. He is excited. He will be paying for this trip for 7 months. He does not think about that right now. He is thinking about the pool. Sarah financed the couch. $2,400. She chose a financing plan. 24 months, 0%. She is showing pictures. It is a good couch. She loves it. She will love it for 24 months. Then she will want another couch. You listen. You say it looks great. It does look great. David's house has gone up in value again. He checks it every morning on Zillow. He says it every month. He says it like it is arriving money. It is not arriving money. It is a number on a website that requires him to sell his house to access. Your number does not require that. You walk back to your desk. Coffee in hand? Plain mug? You sit down. You open your laptop. You start your work. Nobody in this office knows. The millionaire in the room looks like everyone else in the room. That is the whole design. $1 million at 4% pays you $40,000 a year. $3,333 a month. More than your rent. More than your groceries, utilities, phone, and car combined. Arriving. Every month. Without your signature on a timesheet. The fund is now paying your entire life. You increase the transfer. $3,000 a month now. Not because you have to. Because stopping would feel wrong. Because the machine has been running for 15 years. And a machine that has been running for 15 years does not get turned off at the first million. It gets accelerated. Driving home that evening. Radio off. You think about the version of you at 22. The notebook. The Sunday night. The $1,000 transfer that cleared at midnight while you slept. 15 years. 4,380 days. 180 transfers. $1 million. Not fast. Not exciting. Just steady. Somewhere in the apartment is the notebook from 2009. The pages are worn at the edges. The 4 numbers are still there. Rent, $950. Food, $280. Car, $350. Left, $1,220. The document that started everything. You do not frame it. You keep it in a drawer. That is enough. 15 years drawn on a graph. Age 22 to 37. The line starts flat. Rises slowly. Then faster. Compounding visible in the shape of the curve. Every month on that graph is a transfer that ran while you slept. 180 of them. A straight line of discipline made visible. Hands on the wheel. Evening traffic. The tension in the car belongs to other people. Horns. Lane changes. People running late. You are not late. You have nowhere urgent to be. You drive at the speed limit. You let people in. You arrive when you arrive. From inside the apartment, the city looks busy. Fast. Everyone moving towards something. Everyone somewhere they have to be. You sit at the window. The coffee is warm. The fund crossed 1 million today. The city does not know. The city does not need to know. The graph of the account from 2009 to today. $1,000 to $1 million. The curve starts almost flat. Then it bends. Then it bends again. The last 3 years did as much as the first 10. That is what compounding looks like plotted over time. That is why you started at 22 and not at 32. You park outside the building. Engine off. Hand on the key. One quiet Wednesday. The $1 million sitting in an account upstairs on your phone. The street exactly as it always is. You sit for a moment. You breathe. Then you go inside. You make dinner. The world continues. This is what the invisible life looks like. Not in the account. In the day. You wake at 6:30. Not because of an alarm. Because your body is rested. You reach for the phone calmly. No anxiety. No dread. Just morning. You make the house coffee. From a simple drip machine you bought in 2018. It still works. It makes good coffee. That is what matters. The kitchen is quiet. Morning light. Steam rising. Nothing about this kitchen costs more than it needs to. You drive the same Honda. 2017 now. You traded the 2013 in for it at 38. Paid cash. $14,200. No financing. No monthly payment. The car runs. The Bluetooth connects. The car does what a car is supposed to do. The car does not owe you anything. You eat lunch from home. Not from a restaurant. Not from a delivery app. From a bag you packed at 7 a.m. A sandwich. An apple. Water. $2.30 in ingredients. Colleagues head to the restaurant down the street. You sit at your desk. You eat. You work. You do good work. You are known for being steady. For being reliable. Nobody knows why you are so calm. They assume it is personality. It is not personality. It is the account. When you have $2 million paying you $6,666 a month, the urgent email is less urgent. During a break you open the app $2 million. $6,666 a month. You look at it for 4 seconds. You put the phone in your pocket. You go back to work. The number does not need more than 4 seconds. It just needs to be there. It is always there. The urgent email arrives. Your manager needs something by end of day. Under normal circumstances, this produces a physical response. Tension in the shoulders. A tightening. You read it. You lean back slightly. You have until 5 p.m. You begin. You are not afraid of this email. Saturday morning. The grocery store. Same store. Same list. You hold 2 products. You read both. You put one back. You do not feel deprived. You feel correct. The $1.40 difference is not about $1.40. It is about what $1.40 times every decision times 30 years becomes. You use the self-checkout. You scan everything. You tap the card. The total is under $50. You do not look at the amount. You tap. You bag. You leave. The transaction is so ordinary it barely registers. And yet it is one of the most repeated scenes of the life you built. Outside the apartment, a neighbor is washing a new car. Something German. Something expensive. He sees you pull in. He nods. He has mentioned his car twice in the last month. You said it looked great. Both times you meant nothing by it. You park. You go upstairs. You carry the bags upstairs. Through the window at the landing you can see the neighbor still washing the car. He is proud of it. That is fine. Pride in something you own is not a crime. You just own different things. His is visible. Yours is not. You make the coffee. You sit at the window. You watch the neighbor detail the car below. You are not judging him. You are just watching. One Tuesday. In a life full of Tuesdays that all look the same from the outside. $2,400,000 in the account. $8,000 a month. Covering everything 5 times over. $2,400,000. $96,000 a year. $8,000 a month. Your rent is $1,200. Your groceries are $280. Your car costs nothing monthly. Your everything costs $3,400 a month. The fund pays $8,000 every month. The difference reinvests. The machine grows larger. Every month. Your desk at work. Plain mug. Functional laptop. A notepad. No status items. Nothing that signals anything. The millionaire's desk looks exactly like everyone else's desk. You designed it that way. Not from shame. From strategy. From understanding that what you have is not for showing. Monday morning elevator. Colleagues talking about the weekend. What they spent. Where they went. What they bought. You stand in the group. You listen. You are present. You are carrying nothing visible. The elevator reaches the floor. The doors open. Everyone walks to their desk. Tuesday evening. Kitchen window. Coffee cooling in the mug. The same window. The same street. The same Tuesday light. But a completely different life underneath what anyone outside can see. The account is $2,400,000. It runs while you sit here. It never stops. Performance review. Manager across the desk. She reviews your year. She says good things. She says a number. You thank her. You shake her hand. You are not afraid of this conversation. You cannot be afraid of a conversation whose outcome does not determine your survival. The packed lunch. A sandwich. An apple. Water. $2.30. A choice, not a constraint. The $2.30 that represents something larger. The understanding that every dollar that does not leave unnecessarily is a dollar that compounds. The lunch is not about the lunch. It never was. Night. The apartment building exterior. One window lit. Inside, a man sits at a table in a neighborhood that looks like any other neighborhood. Nothing visible from the street suggests what the account holds. That is exactly how it was designed. That has always been the design. Before bed you check the account one final time. $2,400,000. You put the phone face down. You turn off the light. You sleep easily. The account does not sleep. It continues. It adds. It compounds. It will be larger in the morning. It always is. That is the whole plan.